Anthony Davis traded for Luka Doncic. De'Aaron Fox traded for Zach LaVine. Man, this weekend was wild. But it's your boy, Nate Russell, here to give you the recap that you needed. Let's go. Thank you for tuning in to the Nate Russell Experience. I am your host, Nathaniel Anthony Russell, and it is a pleasure to come into your, whether you're watching this video on YouTube, listening to it via, Apple, iTunes, Spotify, however you're, receiving this information. The pleasure, trust me, is all mine. So thank you for rocking with me. Make sure you hit the like, share, subscribe. Make sure you comment. Let's get interactive. All right, so here we go. I'm minding my business, and this weekend was action-packed with news, so much news. And I'm going to tell you, when I wake up on a Sunday morning, I normally wake up typically about 4:30, 5 o'clock on Sunday mornings. When I wake up and my phone is literally going off like nobody's business, because in my lifetime, I've witnessed the largest trade of all time. Okay, that's right. I'm talking about the trade. Anthony Davis from the Los Angeles Lakers for Luka Doncic, Dallas Maverick superstar, just in the finals, NBA Finals last season. Jarrell, it's all right. I'm getting there. I'm telling you that right now, my guy. I'm getting there. So, kind of pause a little bit. My point is, listen, this trade, it started with my boy Mar. Shout out to Mar. Here's my Jack. He's like, what y'all think of this trade? I'm like, what are you talking about? Because literally I'm waking up early, and I'm like, I don't even know what he's talking about. I look at my ESPN ticker. Oh, my goodness. I'm scrolling through Instagram. I mean, literally. And the thing about this trade is we've seen blockbuster free agent moves, okay? It wasn't that long ago, the summer of 2016, after the Cavaliers beat the Warriors in the finals, where the summer of 2016, Kevin Durant made his exit out of Oklahoma City, and he went to Golden State to become a Warrior. We've seen, player movement. LeBron James, 15 years ago, the summer of 2009, he says, hey, I'm taking my talents to South Beach, right? But that was done in free agency. I don't want to, lean on recency bias. I really don't. But as far as a trade is concerned, oh my goodness! And the Lakers are the 5th seed. The Lakers are having a very decent season, and if they can stay healthy, I mean, they need a 5, because Anthony Davis has said time and time again he does not want to play the 5. But it's very interesting. It is extremely, extremely, extremely interesting. So let's break down the trade. Okay, so a 3-team deal. Nobody ever cares about a 3rd team, because all the information, all the excitement is absolutely around the stars. The NBA, they represent and they promote the stars, all right? So essentially, from what has been reported, and I've been on CBS, I've been on Yahoo, I've been on ESPN, all right? And I've tried to, clock my sources accordingly. But apparently, LeBron James was not aware of this deal, okay? Now, take it for how you want to take it, but that's what's being reported. On top of that, Anthony Davis was not aware, okay? Mavericks ownership, coaching staff, they're not pleased with Luka. Not his ability, but the lack of conditioning and the lack the lack of availability, okay? Does that sound familiar, Zion Williamson? All right? Listen, I'm going to tell y'all this. I don't care how gifted you are. I do not, and this is the problem with when you're given the bag so young, you don't appreciate it. Listen to me, and I'm telling y'all, stop taking y'all God-given gifts for talent. I mean, your God-given talents for granted. Stop doing that. All right, you got one job, and you hoop, bro. Luka, you 6'7", all right? And, yo, amazing game. Amazing game. You literally can score at will. That is a gift, bro. And all they're asking you to do is to stay in shape. Stay in shape. You can, the team will provide a nutritionist. Team will provide a weight training coach, aerobics coach, whatever you need. You know what I mean? Like, even and there's so many different ways to stay in shape. Whether you want to swim, you want to hike. There's so many different activities for you to do to stay in shape. Now, I'm really actually preaching to the choir, okay? Because just in full transparency, I got to get back in the gym. But my point is, if I were investing hundreds of millions of dollars into an asset, I want that asset to what? Mature. So I can make money off of the asset. Okay, Luka was in line to get the Supermax this summer, okay, which would have made him the richest player in the league. It would have been a $300 million contract. You cannot do that when you do not trust the availability and or the discipline. That's the word that I'm looking for. It's the discipline, okay, of a player. The discipline to say, yo, you know what? I'm going to get focused. My body is my temple. My body is my moneymaker. For all y'all, your body is your moneymaker. Like, for real, for real. When you're healthy, you're available. It's a fact, okay? So it's interesting because, like I said, the Mavericks coming off the finals last season with him and Kyrie, they go out and get Clay, but they have been underperforming, okay? And I think, if I'm not mistaken, Luka has missed over 20 games this season. So it's interesting. Now, flip side, let's talk about Los Angeles Lakers. Anthony Davis has had, and I've talked about this before, Anthony Davis is not a lack of conditioning, but he's had a lot of, he's just been injury prone. You know what I mean? But when he's healthy, when Anthony Davis is healthy, legit, when he's on, he's the top 5 player, because he's going to give it to you on both ends of the floor. He can give you 30 and 5 blocks in a night, easy. So the Mavericks clearly won the trade. Anthony Davis be 32 next month. Luka's 25, but the Mavericks instantly become a contender now. And Jason Kidd is the head coach of the Mavericks. He was on the coaching staff when the Lakers won the title in 2020. He's very familiar with Anthony Davis. I started off by saying Anthony Davis doesn't want to play the 5. Guess what? When he goes to Dallas, he does not have to play the 5. Okay? So it's very, listen, it's I like that. I really like, you got Kyrie, a championship winning point guard who understands big shot, big moments. Klay Thompson, dog, I just need you to shoot the rock. Anthony Davis, I know they were trying to, stray away from big threes, but when it happens so organically like this, Dallas, if you can stay healthy and get some games rolling, you got it just as good of a chance as anyone. So it's interesting. All right, and it's amazing because, and I'm gonna put y'all on game here. It's amazing that when the NFL takes a week off, the NBA drops a bomb, and that's this one trade. And I said this in one of the group threads that I'm in via text. This trade made me want to watch the NBA again. Seriously, because, okay, we have ownership who are putting the fans first. They're putting the investment first. I'm going to tell y'all right now, if these owners aren't selling tickets, okay, you can have all the TV contracts you want, but if you're not a competitive product, then nobody's going to want to invest in the product, period. You know what I'm saying? Dallas is a major, listen, everybody wants to live in Dallas. Dallas is beautiful. So I don't really hear about too much frustration, on either end. Luka's got to be a little, he got to be a little angry, but I'm pretty sure this wasn't the first time he was informed of to get his act together. So it's interesting. Luka's going to pair with LeBron. Listen, Lakers, Jeannie Buss, Rob Pelinka, y'all need bigs, bruh. You have to go out and find centers immediately. Now, hopefully, it is over documented how much LeBron James takes care of his body. So I'm guessing that the Lakers are looking towards the future, okay, and they're saying, you know what? How can we invest in Luka. LeBron is the best investment, but some players aren't always able to receive wisdom from their elders. But if Luka can figure this out, and he can look like his frame, man, if he turned that into muscle, like for real, and he really got in shape, Luka, you'll be unstoppable, bruh. You'll be unstoppable for the next 7-8 years, and I mean that, like that's serious. So, but that was not all the NBA headlines, because De'Aaron Fox is on his way to the San Antonio Spurs to link up with Victor Wembanyama. And you know what? Spurs front office, you're doing your thing. You are doing your thing. And I'm going to tell you why you're doing your thing. Because you are investing in your draft pick. Okay, first you bring in Chris Paul. Okay, great. Now, you got a lot of young players around them. But you know what? We're going to go get a star who is in their prime. Okay? And let's not forget, the Kings two years ago, they were rocking in the playoffs. It's going downhill since then. And, I mean, they're a 500 team, but the West is very competitive. But here we go. De'Aaron Fox, change the pace, change the scenery. Let's make something happen. Because even if you sneak into the play-in this year, whether you make it or not, you'll get some experience of what it is to have to fight towards the end of the season. The goal is for next season, next 3 or 4 years, for this to really be special. So I feel bad for Zach LaVine, because Zach LaVine is that player, and we've seen plenty of these players in the past. Zach LaVine's that player who is an exceptional talent, high flyer, all the above. But he's not somebody you build your franchise around. And you see it because he's been traded multiple times. You know what I mean? From Minnesota, from Chicago, now now to the Kings. It's unfortunate, but it's the truth. And Zach LaVine, such a talent. But you got to put pieces around him. He can't be your focal point. And you know what I mean? So I mean, he's pairing back up with DeMar DeRozan, but we'll see. We'll see. In my humble opinion, Spurs obviously won this trade. Obviously. All right. So those were the breaking headlines, the breaking news. It was a beautiful weekend. But for the Nadiator, personally, the best part of the weekend was the 2025 Men's Royal Rumble match, the Royal Rumble pay-per-view. Absolutely took over Indianapolis. I actually saw some. Now, I've been to Indianapolis for a major event, a major, once-in-a-lifetime experience, all right? I've seen the convention center absolutely packed out, okay? I've seen every hotel with literally nowhere for anyone to stay at these hotels. Indianapolis, y'all got to get it together with these Uber drivers. Y'all got to figure out y'all public transit. Y'all can't ask for all these events, and then people show up, and they're just standing out there looking like, boo-boo the fool, because it's literally not enough Uber drivers or public transit. Nonetheless, I digress. Men's Royal Rumble match. Main event, Jey Uso is going to WrestleMania. Talk about pulling the trigger. I mean, this Royal Rumble was star-studded. I mean, there was literally a point where there were just entrances and no one would engage in physical combat because it was star after star. If I'm not mistaken, I really feel like CM Punk, Roman Reigns, and Seth Rollins came out consecutively. And that was bananas, like absolutely crazy. Listen here, okay? Whoever booked this Rumble, you got it right. Because there were 70,000 fans yeeting all over that stadium. Literally, it was amazing. Jey Uso, I said it last week. I said, I don't feel like he should have lost at Saturday Night's main event to Gunther, but you're building it for a greater story. And you know what? I'm all right with it, because if you go back 5 years ago during the pandemic, when we first introduced Jey Uso and Roman and just the bloodline and everything that has happened, I mean, and to it, yo, it pays to believe in yourself. It pays to when you're, listen, I'm gonna tell y'all this, and I mean this to all my listeners and viewers. Don't wait for the opportunity. Be ready for the opportunity. What do I mean by that? If you're an athlete, you don't, listen, it takes you nothing to go work out every day. You don't need to just work out during the season. You need to work out every single day, okay? If you're a musician, you need to practice your instrument every day. Work on things that you haven't learned. Work on the things that you struggle with. If you do, and you're in entertainment, work on your reels. Get your reels popping, all right? Literally, any and everything you do, don't wait for the opportunity. Be prepared for the opportunity so that when the opportunity comes, you might feel overwhelmed because it's a once in a lifetime chance, but the stage won't be too big for you. And that's the reality of it. Jey Uso, you are delivering. And you know what? The Nate Russell Experience supports the Yeet movement. Okay? It's giving. I heard somebody was like, it's Kofi Mania. Kofi Mania was cool. But you know what was bigger than Kofi Mania in 2014? The Yes movement. Daniel Bryan. I was at the Royal Rumble in 2014 in Pittsburgh when Daniel Bryan was eliminated. And he was eliminated like mid-match. And I saw when Dave Bautista, he got unceremoniously booed out of that building because the fans wanted the Yes movement. And eventually, Daniel Bryan goes on to WrestleMania in New Orleans to win the titles, as he should have. But when I tell you, it's pretty funny because it's like, you build up Gunther, and last year Gunther took the L to Sami Zayn at WrestleMania, which was cool. But, bro, you about to take this L again. And it'll be your time to get your match, your win at WrestleMania. You know what I mean? You're amazing. Gunther, you're amazing. But when I tell you, it's the summer of the Yeet. It will be the summer of the Yeet. I said it. All right? Get that man a title. Main event, Jey Uso. All right, so let's talk about it. Here we go. I've already talked about how CM Punk, Seth Rollins, Roman Reigns, Braun Breaker was in the Rumble. Braun Strowman, Jacob Fatu. I mean, this Rumble was amazing. No Solo Sikoa. I thought that was interesting. You know what I mean? That was strategic, obviously. Drew McIntyre is in the Rumble. Okay. We did not get the Kofi spot this year, but we did get the Logan Paul spot. Interesting. Very, very interesting. John Cena, of course, was in the Rumble. Now, let's break this down. The match came down to Logan Paul, John Cena, and Jey Uso. Jey Uso, super kick, John Cena, clotheslines, Logan Paul right on out of there. Last two, John Cena, Jey Uso, they're going back and forth. They're both on the apron. John Cena goes to do the attitude adjustment on the apron, and Jey Uso maneuvers back into the ring and just pushes him out. I mean, it's the simple things. It's the logical things. Okay? Amazing. All right, so check this out. Kira Tozawa comes out, and Carmelo Hayes just gets, he's frustrated that he got eliminated, and he absolutely clocks Tozawa. Clocks him good. And so, immediately referees and Adam Pearce, they help Tozawa back to the gorilla position. And Triple H says, hey, Speed, you're in the Rumble. I Show Speed comes out in the Rumble. I mean, it's entertaining. Okay? He comes out in, I don't know if they were Crocs, Yeezys, I don't know but it's just hilarious, man. This 19-year-old kid literally living out the dream. And let me tell y'all something. He was prepared for the moment because he comes in and he helps Braun Breaker eliminate Otis. Hilarious. Okay? It doesn't stop there. Braun hits the ropes and he shows Speed out of his soul. His soul out of his body. It was bananas. Like, literally seeing this man hit the ropes and spirit this young bull, but he took it like a champ. Pause. And then, he throws him on Otis, and Otis is frustrated that he just eliminated him, so he just chucks him through the announce table. Not through the announce table, over the announce table. A1 spot. All right. So it was pretty good. Shout out to Joe Hendry. Crowd went bananas. I ain't gonna lie, I stood up for that one. I was like, yo, this is actually pretty cool. The TNA crossover. Why not, WWE? Why not? And then, of course, I'm very curious, some of the eliminations I'm curious to see, because they're kind of in limbo. Shinsuke Nakamura is this U.S. title run has been very, very boring. Very, very boring. Okay? Let's get the title off of him. What are we doing? It's time for that title to get up off of him. Okay? Eliminated, not relevant. Drew McIntyre was not relevant in this Rumble at all. Let me look at my notes here. Damian Priest was not relevant in this Rumble at all. I am curious to see where the WWE goes with this. All right, so that was the main event of the night. I mean, and you had Cody and Kevin Owens put on a brutal show. Cody retains. It is what it is. I don't really have any issues with it, but it wasn't my pick. But here we go. Women's Royal Rumble, okay? Women's Royal Rumble match. And listen, they had some stars in this bad boy. Bianca Belair, okay? Charlotte Flair, okay? Bayley, Nia Jax, okay? I mean, you had some legitimate contenders to win this Rumble. And Charlotte Flair, obviously, she won the Rumble. I mean, it was advertised. I mean, there was only one other person who I thought was going to win, and she returned, and that was Alexa Bliss. Alexa, we have missed you. I'm telling you this. Alexa, we have missed you. Welcome back. Okay, you are a beautiful mother. It just shows how strong women in this world are. You, Becky Lynch, bearing children, coming back. Trish Stratus, bearing children. I mean, y'all be doing y'all big one out here. All right. And I'm telling you all, Alexa Bliss probably I don't know if she had the loudest pop of the night, but it was neck and neck with anybody. It probably was. It was bananas. I'm telling y'all, Alexa. And I'm just like, do you hear that, WWE? Do you hear that? Alexa Bliss, my pick to win an Elimination Chamber. Figure it out. Tonight is Monday Night Raw. Figure this out. Yes, figure it out. All right. So, it's Nia Jax looked amazing during this Rumble, and it's no shock that Charlotte won. Okay, but we've already seen the Rhea Ripley and Charlotte match at WrestleMania. We've already seen it. We've seen it twice actually. Did we do the Tiffany Stratton? And I'm not okay with Tiffany Stratton losing to Charlotte Flair. It's Tiffy time, god darn it. And I don't want to see Tiffany Stratton lose to Charlotte Flair. That's not what it is. So if you go back to Rhea, obviously Charlotte's going to go over unless you take the belt off of Rhea, because it better not come off for Tiffany Stratton. Shout out to the women of NXT. They looked amazing during this Rumble. Lash Legend, Roxanne Perez, and Jada Parker. Y'all were doing your thing. Oh, you know what? Big ups to Jordan Grace. Little muscle-bound Q self. I mean, Jordan Grace, you was doing all right, girl. Go ahead, do your thing. All right, so here we go. We're moving to the NFL now. And this has been a wonderful episode so far. I mean, I'm back on it, ladies and gentlemen. Here we go. We're moving to the NFL. And we talked about the coaching carousel last week. Well, let's talk about how the Las Vegas Raiders are not playing. First, you go out and you hire who? Pete Carroll. And now it has been announced that they have just hired Chip Kelly as their offensive coordinator. You know who Chip Kelly is. Chip Kelly was the offensive coordinator of your 2025 national champion in the Ohio State Buckeyes. Chip Kelly, former head coach of the UCLA Bruins. Chip Kelly, former head coach of the Oregon Ducks. Chip Kelly, former head coach of the Philadelphia Eagles. That Chip Kelly. Now, this is very interesting because I said this before. I said, I feel like the Raiders aren't playing. I feel like they're being very serious about everything they want to do. Now, Chip Kelly comes in, and we all know that his stint with the Eagles didn't necessarily end so well. Okay, he was called a racist. He was told to be out of tune and out of touch with, how the NFL does things, how players, their scheduling, their eating, days off, all the above. Chip Kelly, if you listen to Deshaun Jackson and LaShawn McCoy, they do not like Chip Kelly. But you know what? Time heals all wounds. Okay? Because we did not think that we would see Chip Kelly back in the NFL. And we are. We're seeing him. He's here. He's back. And it's interesting because I said it, Pete Carroll's claim to fame is defense. He's a defensive guy. So why not go and get the offensive coordinator of a guy who has NFL experience, who's been a head coach, who knows how to take a back seat, and who essentially just wants to concentrate on offense? It's a brilliant hire. It is an amazing hire. And you know what? I'm not even mad at Chip Kelly. You know why? Because you got to cash in when your stock is at an all-time high. And when is your stock going to be higher? He has a national title now. He has a national title, and he made Ohio State, after they lost to Michigan, they destroyed Tennessee. They got with Texas. They destroyed Notre Dame. I mean, you would think they got Oregon out of here. They got Oregon out of here. You would think that, because of his MO and all the stuff that he went through last time, he wasn't going to get another chance in the league. No, he's getting another chance in the league. And guess what? I ain't mad at you. Push in your chips. Take them to the counter with the glass and the bar so they can give you your money. I wish you all the best success in Vegas, Chipper Kelly. Okay, here we go. Last subject of the day until there's breaking news again. Okay, so here we go. If you remember me starting, I said, the NBA broke the internet when the NFL took a week off. I said that, right? Now check this out. It's comical to me because the NFL did not take a week off. It was just Pro Bowl weekend. And no one cares about the Pro Bowl. No one cares about the Pro Bowl games, all right? No one cares about Pro Bowl selections. And I'm going to tell you, in my humble opinion, how we need to fix this. And it's very simple. It's really, really simple. You ready for it? Bring back the actual game. And when you bring back the actual game, not only are players already, financially incentivized to show up and perform, but if a player has a career debilitating injury, I think they should be automatically inducted into the Hall of Fame as an honorable mention. Like, you got to make a special, like a career cut too short wing or something like that, because players don't want to play because why? Because of injuries. They say, and listen, there are a few notable players who, Drew Brees got injured in the Pro Bowl, Myles Garrett got injured in the Pro Bowl, J.J. Watt was injured in a Pro Bowl, Tyler Eifert was injured in a Pro Bowl. So I get it. There are players, this is an exhibition game, but the fans suffer. Just imagine, hear me out here, okay? If the Pro Bowl was serious, and again, if you're injured and you can't return, you're in a hall automatically because you got hurt during the exhibition game. But just imagine the Pro Bowl, all the stars, okay? And you got to do it after the Super Bowl again. Don't do it during the week. That's annoying because I want to see the players play, okay? But it's in Jerry's World, or it's in Vegas, or it's in Atlanta. There's three destinations right there. Pro Bowl in Vegas would be lit. Pro Bowl in Dallas would be lit. Pro Bowl in Atlanta would be lit. Like, that would be bananas. New Orleans, crazy. Yo, come on, NFL. Figure this out, because I am not interested. I am not. The only time you get a chance to play with Pro Bowl players is when you play Madden. That's like, it's just not. Come on, man. It's the same problem that the NBA is having. It's annoying. And it's like, the problem with all of it is Pro Bowl selections is a major factor on your Hall of Fame resume. So you're not even playing in the game that you're nominated for. And then when the players opt out, then the alternates are like, some of these alternates aren't Pro Bowl players. Come on, man. Let's figure this out. Let's figure this out. I used to look so forward to the Pro Bowl when I was a child, and it was amazing. Pro Bowl was absolutely amazing. Come on, NFL. It's annoying, okay? And the NFL is the number one sport in America, and I just said that they had a week off, knowing good and well that they did not have a week off, but it did not matter. So that should tell you something. It doesn't matter. The Pro Bowl doesn't matter. So either you get rid of it or you fix it. Do something now, right now. We got after the Super Bowl this week, we have the draft, the owners' meetings, the combine. Figure it out. And that was in no particular order, because obviously the NFL combine comes before the NFL draft. My point is, figure it out. All right? So, that's all for this episode of the Nate Russell Experience. Thank you for tuning in. Have a wonderful day. See ya. Peace. If you enjoyed this video of the Nate Russell Experience, please be sure to subscribe to the YouTube channel, hit the notification bell, and make sure you like all of your favorite videos.